There is this video I want you to listen to. I came across this video about 2 days ago, and after listening to the video, Msimba, I will not take this alone. Can we tell you listen to from late Professor Dora Akunyili, the former Minister of Information in Nigeria, who also served as the Director General of NAFDAC in Nigeria. Just pay attention.
We lied a lot to the public. Government was lying. I suspected that we were lying, but I wasn't too sure. You see, when people tell you, because I was reporting the meetings, when they told us President Yaradua was playing with his children, the stories were not adding up. But when I confirmed that we were being fed with lies.
So at that time, you were not having access to the president?
No. Nobody had access to him once he was flown abroad. Nobody had access. The cabal took over. They were in charge of everything. It was all the president said, Mr. President said. Even when you knew they were lying, you could not be too sure. But when I confirmed that they were lying and confirmed that the president was not in a position to give instructions or sign anything, was when they went to get him signed, was it the bill, National Assembly bill? And when they came back, I started asking questions. You see, when three people say three different things, then you know that they did not come together to agree on a common lie to tell. One of them said that they stayed in another town and sent the National Assembly document for the president to sign. One of them said, the same person told me, one person said he was downstairs and sent it up for him to sign. And another person told me that he went and saw him and the ADC and the CSO did not allow him to talk with him and they gave it to him to sign.
Consistency.
So there was inconsistency. We lied a lot to the public.
Nigeria. See, did you hear that? You will still listen to the rest of the video. But before we continue, there is something I want to draw your attention to. So it now means that if not for Dora Akunyili, say Yaradua, the late Yaradua, the former president of Nigeria, would have served for extra 6 years or more after his death. But because she has conscience, the late Dora Akunyili, for some of you that do not know her, Dora Akunyili served as the Minister of Information in Nigeria and also as the Director General of NAFDAC. If you don't know, just type Dora Akunyili online. They will bring much information. The Gen Z. And I remember, I think either 2020 or 2020, I think 2020, how the husband was brutally killed in a broad daylight. He was unalived. Even though the wife, they said she died in a specialist hospital in India, na cancer, I was sure no or no exposition no me because she refused to partake with the lies in Nigeria. You heard what she said, that they were feeding her with lies and she was conveying the lie to the public until she realized when they said they wanted to sign a particular bill like that. Then three of the cabals told her different things. That was when she realized that they were lying, that they were feeding the public with lies. Then her conscience was that she won't partake on this. In short, we want to continue the rest of the video.
But when I confirmed that they were lying and confirmed that the president was not in a position to give instructions or sign anything, was when they went to get him signed, was it the bill, National Assembly bill? And when they came back, I started asking questions. You see, when three people say three different things, then you know that they did not come together to agree on a common lie to tell. One of them said that they stayed in another town and sent the National Assembly document for the president to sign. One of them said, the same person told me, one person said he was downstairs and sent it up for him to sign. And another person told me that he went and saw him and the ADC and the CSO did not allow him to talk with him and they gave it to him to sign.
Consistency.
So there was inconsistency and I concluded that we were being fed with lies and I was consequently feeding the public with lies. I got disturbed. I got so disturbed that I was not able to sleep anymore. At a stage, I decided to travel. Took my leave for the first time, hoping that by the time I come back, by the time I came back from my leave, these things would be sorted out. But by the time I came back, it was still on. That was when, after the last council meeting, when the former Attorney General took over my job, and my face gave me out because I was in shock. I was looking at him in shock. I know our journalists are fantastic. They took that photograph and showed it in front of one of the newspapers, how I was looking at him in shock as he was making that report. And I actually told everybody around me that that was the last day I would appear publicly to tell a story that I had confirmed that was a lie. And a day before that council, I had started thinking of what to do. But before that day before council, I went to 3 ministers. One of them, I went to his house. And when I came to his house, I saw Dr. Kalu Idike-Kalu. I called Dr. Kalu Idike-Kalu, the former Minister of Finance. I said, my brother, this is why I have come here. I would want you to join your voice to mine if you can. Our democracy is collapsing. I want to speak to this man. I've spoken to 2 ministers. They don't want to help. But I think for the age of this man, he's not looking for money. He's not looking for anything. He should be able to join me. I want some people to join me. I don't want to do it alone. Dr. Kalu Idike-Kalu was so excited. He said, go ahead. Whatever you do, I support you. I called the man, talked to him. He said he was not ready to join me in saying anything. I should just leave it. I called the minister out from the church immediately after a mass. I said, Honorable Minister, we have to do something. Our democracy is collapsing. People died over the years for us to get the democracy we are enjoying. If it collapses, those of us that feel that we have to keep our job, we still lose this job. The minister said I should just leave him. This thing is too delicate. If the man comes back, I called the minister, the third. That one came, said he was coming to my office. I said, listen, I want us to come together. He said, no, Yaradua did so much for me. I can't afford to fight him. I said, we are not fighting Yaradua. A man is ill. It is not a crime to be ill. It's just that we want the vice president to become acting president. The system is getting derailed. Look at the story. He cannot send troops to Jos. He cannot do this. He cannot sign this. That's why they told so many lies. Anyway, he said he was never going to join me in the process. So I decided to go solo. I wrote, after those 3 people, I stopped meeting anybody. After writing that name, I called my SA. Mr. Bumba, to my house in the morning. I said, Ron. He said, what is going on? Are you not going to council? I said, you must be here before 8:30. He came, he read it. After reading it, he said, Mommy, this is suicidal. You can't do this. I said, why shouldn't I do it? If I die, I die. He said that our job is on the line. I said, if our democracy collapses, you will still lose your job. So I went and presented it that morning, and after I distributed the papers, some of them read it quickly. The secretary to government said, no, retrieve these papers. Some people started abusing me. The highest voice was that of the Attorney General, and it went on and on. I was so harassed that I forgot my council papers and box in that council chambers. I left. I came back to collect them. Anyway, my husband was also upset when he heard it. He called me. I said, why did you do this? Why did you do this? You suffered too much in NAFDAC. You didn't do. And I said to my husband, yes, I didn't tell you. I'm sorry. Because I know that if I told you, you would not agree. If Abraham had told Sarah he was going to sacrifice Isaac, Sarah would not have allowed him leave the house. So it's like I had reply for everybody. And I have no regret. I know I am still suffering from that because too many people are still angry with me. But honestly speaking, do you feel vindicated, kind of? I feel vindicated because immediately after that memo issue, it triggered a spiral response from everywhere. National Assembly, these groups and that groups, and eventually our president became acting president, became president, and is still president. What is important is that our democracy was stabilized. And I was not out to fight President Yaradua. In fact, President Yaradua, if he saw me some meters away, even as a president, we shout, my sister. How are my sister? So we were close enough. I was even closer to the wife. So it was not a personal fight. It was like I was Minister of Information. I found myself in an awkward position. I was the person that would relay the lies to the public. And I got to a point where I said I would no longer do that.
Madam.
And I was relieved after that memo. I was able to sleep again.
Yes. Looking at this action, how would you say people should approach public office? Should their loyalty be to the nation, or their loyalty and to their oath of office, or their loyalty to their so-called godfather or whoever?
You see, public service is a call. It's a call service in a special way, especially in a population like ours, where you have millions of people and you're selected among the few to pilot the affairs of government. You should see it as sacred. Loyalty should be to your boss, yes, when he asks you to do what is correct. I can also be stubborn. If I'm asked to do what is wrong, I will not do it. But greater loyalty should be to the country, because it is to the country that you swore the day you were being sworn in. And it is loyalty to the country that will bring about common good for majority of our people. So I believe I had loyalty to my boss, but I had greater loyalty to the country. And that's what it should be.
Now, going back to your award in Miami, at that event, you spoke about starting a foundation in respect of the fight against fake and adulterated drugs. Tell us more about it and what you will do different.
Yeah, I want to continue the fight against fake and counterfeit medicine, but in a different way. And I want to do it for life. And I also want whatever I will do to outlive me. I have started the process of Dora Akunyili Foundation for Safe Medicine, but I don't want to give out what it will be now so that the counterfeiters will not start fighting it. I want them to just see it bam, and they will have nothing to do.
Now,
So I don't want to bring it out to the open now.